Today, I'd like to talk to you about green cards. Green cards are very popular. Everyone has heard about green cards. And one of the most common ways to get a green card is through a family member. So we have several categories under the family-based green card category. We have the immediate relative category, and then we have 4 preference categories. We have family-based preference 1, preference 2, preference 3, and preference 4. So to fall under the immediate relative category, you'd have to be a U.S. citizen filing for a spouse, a child, or a parent. And a child under the immigration laws is defined as anyone under the age of 21. An immediate relative category means just that. It's immediate, so you don't have to wait in line to file for your green card. After the immediate relative category, we have the 4 preference-based categories that I mentioned. Preference 1, all the way down to preference 4. So the first preference, the preference 1 category, is for U.S. citizens petitioning for unmarried sons and daughters. The second category, family-based preference 2, is for green card holders petitioning for a spouse, unmarried son and daughter, or a child. The third category, the third family-based preference category, is for U.S. citizens petitioning for married sons or daughters. And finally, we have the 4th based preference category, and that is for U.S. citizens petitioning for siblings. So if you notice, only the second family-based category is for green card holders, and it's only for petitioning for spouses, unmarried sons and daughters, and for children. It doesn't allow for petitioning for parents. To petition for your parent, you'd have to be a U.S. citizen. And then how do you start the process for petitioning for your family member? No matter what preference category you're in, or even if you're in the immediate relative category, you always have to file the Form I-130. That's a very important form. If you are in the immediate relative category, meaning you're marrying a U.S. citizen, you have a child, or you're a U.S. citizen petitioning for a parent, you would file the I-130 along with the green card application, and everything is filed in the U.S. If you're under one of the preference categories, you'd file the Form I-130 with the Department of Homeland Security here in the U.S., and the date you file that form is actually called your priority date. And that's a very important date because, as I mentioned, under the 4 preference categories, you have a wait time. And where you stand in that wait line depends on the date you filed your I-130. So you can always check the visa bulletin to see where your application is in terms of the wait times. And the visa bulletin is available online. It's issued by the Department of State, and you can check it monthly.